But I want to shift and fast forward a little bit. So now with Bestie, I know you're working with lots of different brands. What are some of the scenarios where brand thought one thing was true about their customer, did a survey, found actually that the opposite or something totally different was true? Let's talk about some examples.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe the first one that comes to my mind, and I say these people they've given us permission to talk about this story. So there's a brand out there called Peejamas, and Peejamas is like a built-in potty training aid for parents who are trying to teach their kids how to not wet the bed at night. So it's like reusable diapers, right? That you can rewash, kids can pee in it, and it doesn't soak their bed. And when they originally came to their agency, they said, "Hey, people buy us for two reasons. They buy us because it saves them money, because pull-ups and diapers cost a lot of money. Number one, so it's going to save you money. And number two reason is it's going to save the environment, because I think every pull-up takes 15 years to decompose. And so there was this big eco push that they were trying to go. So sure enough, the agency that they're working with creates all the content around those two solutions. And because this is such a problem solution product, people see it, and problem solution products tend to sell themselves usually. Now, when you really hit on the actual reason somebody buys it, they sell 10x more. So they were running those ads for quite some time. And then we got Bestie set up, and we said, "Hey, I know that these are the two reasons why you say people are buying from you, but what if we just created a survey and we asked one question, and the question said, what motivated you to buy Peejamas today?" And we listed those two, right? Cost savings, eco-friendly, and then we added 3 or 4 more responses with one open-ended response, to, like an other open-ended response. And after a few, a week or so, we got enough statistical significance data that said, okay, let's see if eco-friendly and diaper savings costs are the number 1 and number 2 drivers. And eco-friendly accounted for about 7% of the reason why people purchased, and cost savings accounted for about 9%.
Wow.
Right.
So two of the lower priority reasons that people are purchasing. They're really interesting. So what were the winners?
So the number 1, which was 53%, so over half the time somebody's buying, was they wanted to shorten the window it took for them to potty train their child. So they didn't want to have a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old wetting the bed. They wanted to get them in. They wanted to fix that, nip that in the bud quicker. So that was the number 1 reason, by 53%.
Wow.
Shortening up that window. And then the second reason, which was like 24%, was to improve child's confidence, because no 5-year-old feels like confident going to bed with a pull-up on. So but if they're wearing pajamas, they don't feel like they're a little baby anymore.
Dude,
and so
I love that so much. And as a parent, and I don't know if you know this, Trevor, a lot of the listeners do. My wife and I have 8 kids. Count them, 8 kids.
Oh my
Oldest,
gosh,
is
dude!
out of the house. Second oldest is in college. Yeah, lots of kids. So, dude, the number of we calculated one time the number of pull-ups, number of diapers, and now I forgot, but I think it's like 4,000 to 8,000, 4,000 to 6,000 per kid or something like that is the average. So you do the math there. It's an insane amount of pull-ups and diapers. They are expensive. What's really interesting, I think this is the difference between. This is the business owner mindset. This is what we think is most important from a business standpoint. But then when you put your parent hat on and your parent lens on, your parent glasses, so to speak, this is what's important. But when you look at that, like, yes, we want to save money, and yes, we want to save the environment, right? But what's interesting about the environmental issue is in surveys, we see that all the time show up way lower than the business owner thinks. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be environmentally friendly. People do care about that. But it's just not at the top of the list when it comes to where am I going to spend my money, like we think that it is. But in this case, yeah, it's my kids' confidence and my kids' psychology. I'm motivated for that. I'm motivated to spend money for that. And let's face it, man, I don't want to change wet sheets for the next 5 months, next year. No way. If we can get this trained faster, let's do it right now. So love
100%.
that. Kudos to you guys for asking the questions, and really kudos to the business owner for being open to it, because I think some business owners approach it like, no. I know my customer. I know This is the reason. These are the reasons. But that ain't necessarily true. Hey there, if you enjoyed this topic, then click here for the full unedited interview. And if you enjoy e-commerce and digital marketing, then consider subscribing, because I promise you there's more where this came from.